Darth Vader issue 23 finds Vader telling Sabe that Anakin Skywalker is dead, but Sabe knows that being Padme's greatest shadow, she cannot be fooled and Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker. She remembers how Padme would tell her about how Anakin obsessed over order and Anakin loved Padme, and Vader almost ripped open her tomb to find out how she died. And despite all his chances, Vader hasn't killed her yet. She knows she has been to Polis Massa as well and heard Padme's final words about Vader as Vader ignites his saber against her throat, demanding to know what she wants. Sabe says that if he truly wants order, she needs his help. She shows him a hologram of Shmi Skywalker, Anakin's mother, who he swore he would free from slavery on Tatooine, but he never did, and that haunted Padme and Sabe. So Sabe returned to Tatooine with the royal guard Tonra, and in Shmi's honor, they worked to free hundreds of enslaved people and smuggled them off-world. She reveals that one of these colonies of the freed people is in danger of a corrupt governor who is using its services of Crimson Dawn to consolidate her power and neglect her people. She says that she wants Vader to help her and the refugees, and if he does, he will get the chance to stomp out more Crimson Dawners, and Sabe will get the chance to prove that Padme was right about Anakin. Vader leaves, warning Sabe that she chose this path and is alone responsible for where it takes her. Vader and Sabe leave as Ochi calls out to them. The Lance knows that he's not the favorite anymore, as the others wonder if they are still in Vader's service. The Lance reminds them that no one leaves Vader's service until Vader releases them himself or it kills them. The Lance gets ready to send for an evac back to the Executor where they can wait for their next mission. Ochi, however, commandeers a nearby TIE fighter, knowing that he is leaving the losers behind to get back his job. Vader's shuttle Mimo approaches Gabrador 3, sighting the Governor's Star Destroyer. Sabe knows that if she's on board, they can end this with one blow, but the Governor isn't on the ship. Vader demands he be taken to the surface, not wanting to bother to summon his own destroyer, wanting to visit the colony and see if Sabe is telling him the truth. Down in the colony, Kitster Bad Eye arms himself to take a stand, since he refuses to give the Governor any more of his workers. They find that Sabe is actually on the descending shuttle, asking her who the black-suited being with her is. Zed introduces Lord Vader, recommending the people do everything he says and wanting to see the nearest protocol droid so he can confirm some things that Sabe had told them. Sabe assures Kitster that they are there to help as Zed checks out the droids, learning that the Governor contracted with the colony to deliver them critical supplies, but only delivered 37% of what was promised over 3 years, and the Governor conscripted 33 colonists who never returned. Wold says that their comms have been jammed by the Governor as well, which is why they weren't able to contact Sabe, and they have no ships either. Zed points out a giant ship nearby, but Wold explains that it's a pod racer he and Kitster have been cobbling together over the decades. Kitster says that a healthy dose of nostalgia is good for them, and they don't actually have the driving skills to handle its full power, since they weren't the pod racers of their group. Vader wants to know the men's names, learning that they are Kitster and Wold, Anakin's childhood friends from Tatooine. Kitster notices Vader staring, asking if there's anything they can do for him, but Vader knows that they can do nothing. Vader leaves, wanting to see the records and what they say about the forest, since he feels it's disturbed. Zed says that it's suffering a drought, which is unusual, as the colonist says that the season has been hard but the rain should come soon. Vader ignites his saber against a giant monster that suddenly appears and attacks. Sabe, Kitster and Wold defend the colonists, but the men are soon overrun by the creatures. Vader returns to them, slicing up the monsters and saving his old childhood friends. A colonist knows that this doesn't make sense, since while the creatures sometimes attack their cattle, these creatures have never attacked them. He notices that they look thinner than usual, and he's never seen them so ragged. Zed says that he doesn't have this species in his database, but in comparison to species from other planets of similar climates, these creatures here are severely dehydrated, and they are drying up like the whole planet is. Sabe hopes that Vader has seen enough as she spots the Governor's ship, knowing that she is behind this. The people wait for Vader to say something, but Kitster knows that it all depends on Sabe now. Vader says that they aren't ready for this, as Sabe ordered the people to stay back, but they ignored her and put themselves in danger, and if she wants them to live, they will need to obey her every word. Later on, an Imperial shuttle arrives as Zed leads Sabe to it, hoping the officer on the ship has come prepared. The stormtrooper says he has, as Sabe finds the ship filled with weapons for her to outfit herself and the others with. Wold meanwhile wonders if Sabe is going to be alright, not wanting to have got her in trouble. Kitster says that if he knows Sabe, it's that she isn't going to be the one in trouble, as Sabe arms herself for the coming war.